Now batting for the New York Yankees, the shortstop, number 2.
Welcome back. This is episode 93 of the NYYST Podcast, presented to you by NYYSportsTalk.com. I'm your host, Christian. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Christoph.
Don't start calling me that.
No, that's your name.
Because there's assholes out there that I don't talk to anymore that used to call me that.
Christoph. Remember the episode of How I Met Your Mother where they called him Swarley at the coffee shop?
That's one of the best episodes.
So then the gang made it a thing where his name was Swarley. Mm-hmm. Well, Chris's driver's license says Christoph on it. So that's his name now. And Stat Guy Rye.
What up?
Happy almost New Year, fellas.
Almost. Couple days.
Happy almost Machado Day.
Ooh,
yeah, I mean,
Machado Monday?
Maybe.
I think it is going to be a Machado Monday.
Hope so. Or Machado Miércoles Wednesday.
I think that might be more likely, right? Because they said January.
Yeah.
I was actually going to call the day he met with the Yankees was on a Wednesday. I was going to call it that, but it didn't flow well.
Yeah, it really doesn't flow well.
You just aren't that quick with those types of things.
I am.
Stat Guy Rye had it in seconds.
Yeah, I had it.
That is true. That was pretty quick.
Weeks ago.
Oh, you said it first.
I reported it first.
Oh, sorry then.
So I was actually dreading doing this show today.
Thanks.
No, it has a lot to do with you.
Thanks.
I haven't seen you when was the last time I saw you?
Good amount of time ago. It was very nice.
Yeah, that was the best.
I feel rejuvenated.
My favorite Christmas present of all was not having to see you for like 8 days.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to myself, like, what the hell are we going to talk about on this show? Like, I'm trying to manufacture things on Twitter to create a debate so we have things to talk about on this show. But it's like,
and then a miracle happened.
Manufacture.
Manufacture. See, Stat Guy Rye right there.
Right
pop,
there.
pop, pop,
pop, pop.
And you're saying to yourself, like, we have to do a show. We haven't done a show since before Christmas. We got to do a show before the New Year holiday hits. What are we going to talk about? And then it's like a belated Christmas present. It's like Santa forgot something in his bag. Dan Clark, is that his name?
Dan Clark, yep.
Tweets this nugget of gold that the Manny Machado has received his final offers from the White Sox, Phillies, and Yankees, and he's choosing the Yankees.
Is it fool's gold, though? Is it real gold?
And who told him? A former teammate or something?
Former teammate / friend of Manny Machado.
I don't know. I personally feel someone of Dan Clark's stature. He is a baseball writer. He's in the whatever
the Orioles.
IBB, WABC, whatever.
Isn't that the belt that Canelo Alvarez holds? He's got to defend it against Charlo on May 4th. No,
couldn't tell you.
Oh. Listen to me.
No, well, it stands for Internet Baseball Writers Association of America.
It was also a joke.
Okay, listen.
Well, I did not know.
Someone of his stature and credibility wouldn't just tweet something out like that unless he was very confident.
You don't know that for sure.
How many followers do you think he's got?
I don't know.
Checking. Oh,
I mean, he used to be an Orioles beat writer, so what is he? 25,000?
You want to guess, Chris?
16.5.
19.1.
Wow.
Thousand.
So, he's in the middle.
That's not bad.
Is he trying to make a name for himself?
Could be.
Hey, this could be one of those things he got tipped off and he's just going out on a limb. It's either going to make or break him.
So Machado has told this friend / teammate that he's going to sign with the Yankees, but he hasn't told the Yankees that he's signing with the Yankees. And then this friend / teammate tells Dan Clark.
Yeah, I mean,
it's plausible.
It is plausible. You wouldn't tell me something in confidence, and then I couldn't be a douchebag and go tell like a baseball writer that could report it. You know, it could happen. More importantly, though, can I ask you a serious question before we get in too deep into Machado? How were your sister's cookies?
Oh,
were they good?
What kind of question is that? How are my sister's cookies?
How were the cookies?
Be a little bit more respectful.
How were the sisters? How were your sister's Reese's cookies?
Yeah, remember you were telling us about the cookies?
Oh, they were fantastic.
They look good. You sent us some pictures.
You were disappointed, though.
I was disappointed because you have to eat them right out of the oven. But I told you, even 3 days later, when I got them on Christmas morning, It's better than any gift that she gave me.
Now, most importantly, did you bring us any?
No.
Thanks. Okay, back to Machado. So,
I'm kind of on Chris's side here. You should have brought us some.
you should have. Gun to your head. Is Machado a Yankee by Monday?
Yeah, dude, gun to my head. But I'm going to say no.
No, not on. I don't think it's going to be announced on Monday.
I'd say no.
No, I wouldn't say Monday. Next week, though, I'd say it's going to happen.
And for someone who said he wasn't going to be like jumping through hoops and going crazy if Machado was a Yankee, Christian called me awfully excited today when that news kind of came out. You sounded very excited.
This is a big deal for us.
Yeah. For us as a podcast, as a company.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was just pure excitement from that? You weren't excited as a Yankee fan?
I'm still indifferent towards it because there's a lot of moving parts here. It's big news.
You're not indifferent.
Yeah.
Just admit it.
I'm not indifferent because it gives us a variety of things to talk about here.
I'm calling your bluff. I think you were genuinely excited that that there was rumors that it was going to come out that he was going to the Yankees.
Yeah, I was genuinely excited because now we have actually something to look forward to. But I'm telling you that Machado being a Yankee, I'm going to be happy if it happens, but I'm not going to be upset if it doesn't.
Right.
That's where you're lost on this.
No, I'm not lost. You just using the word indifferent is not the correct word to use.
No, it is the correct word. Indifferent means, yeah, I'm okay if it happens and I'm okay if it doesn't happen.
Right. So then the phone call from you would have been, hey, did you hear this? Like, there's some news coming out that Machado could be, but instead it was like, yo, you're not excited? It's all over the radio right now. Check Twitter.
Because I was trying to bring you up to a certain level because you were like, hello.
I think you're excited, and I think you should just admit it.
I'll be more or less excited than I am right now when I finally have some news.
Okay, that's fair.
It was a big breaking story. This is what we do. I mean, like we had to do this podcast today, and then I'm driving home, and I'm like, is this for real? Like, do we actually have something to talk about right now?
Do you think
85% of the excitement was geared towards the fact that we had to do a show tonight? 15%
do you think
that I thought he was really going to be a Yankee?
Manny Machado is secretly the friend, and he just leaked this info to maybe drive up Chicago and Philly's years?
Wow.
In price?
Maybe.
I thought he wanted to be a Yankee, though.
Yeah, he wants to be a Yankee, but they're not going to give him more than 8 years.
Does this news warrant me staying up all night tonight and refreshing Twitter?
Nope.
Chris, you should be the most excited because didn't you say, wait, what was the tattoo bet?
No, that was Ellsbury.
That was Ellsbury. Never mind. Damn.
I'm so excited for that.
That's good. That's so good.
How's your wife feel about you getting a tattoo on your ass?
She said no on the ass. I said, babe.
Then it goes right on the arm.
You can't just alter what the deal was.
If this wasn't a family podcast, when his wife says no on the ass, there's just so many avenues you could go right with that.
That's true.
This is a family podcast, though.
She's trying to say, definitely not in the ass. The tattoo.
Like, no, Christoph, not on.
And I said, no. That just takes away from the whole thing.
The only way that I would come off of you getting it on your butt is if you got it on your face.
Okay. Ooh. You want to talk about avenues you can go down if this wasn't a family podcast. The only way you can come on getting off of it on my ass would be getting it on my face.
You said butt.
First of all, that's not what I said. The only way I would come off, meaning not get off.
All right, you know, I feel like this is the kind of thing you shouldn't try to explain. We should just move on.
If Manny Machado listens to this podcast, he's going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Phillies.
Oh, because they're normal over there.
No, definitely not. They're worse.
No, yeah, they're terrible.
Terrible, Charles.
Terrible. That's just terrible.
So, I mean, do we take this with a grain of salt? Is this something that we should take some stock in?
I think you should take it with more than just a grain of salt. I don't think that it's good for our health to get excited over this just yet.
You're not healthy over this?
You're not healthy?
Sex day sex, sex day sex.
Healthy. But I also think that there's some truth behind it, and I think that for him to tweet that out, I'm fairly confident that it's going to happen.
See, part of me is like, why would this guy say this and kind of ruin his credibility? But then he can always be like, well, I got bad information.
True. But I mean, we kind of do this too. And you got to look at it from our perspective. If someone were to give us that inside information, what would it take for you to tweet it out there? And would you be at a point in our reputation of where we're at right now where you would just say, you know what, screw it. Even if it doesn't turn out to be true, let's risk it. Let's put it out there. What would your mindset be?
We've held information back.
Yeah. A couple big pieces of information that could have taken us through the roof.
I mean, it's a year later and people are going to be like, oh, yeah, these guys are full of crap. But we were told that Aaron Boone was going to be the manager of the Yankees way before it was reported anywhere. And we were like, I don't really trust this information, so we're not going to do anything with it. And then we were like, wow, we probably should have said something.
Well, even to go even further than that and to somewhat correct you, the Aaron Boone stuff, they were down to a few candidates. We were told hours and hours before anyone even knew who the Yankees were deciding on. And then later that night, it came out and that the Yankees were going to officially announce him after the weekend. But the big story that we heard before anyone even knew he was meeting with the Yankees was Giancarlo Stanton. And we knew that before anyone had even reported that the Yankees were on his radar at that point. And then all of a sudden, after we got that tidbit, we were like, we don't know. And then it started to come out that Stanton was spotted at Yankee Stadium that night.
Oh, yeah?
And then, boom, he was a Yankee by the next day.
Whatever.
Just saying. We could have thrown it out there.
We could have.
But we didn't.
I feel like you want to say something, Ryan.
Yeah. Sonny Gray. Brewers talk's heating up.
Well, who said that first? Where'd you hear that first?
Here?
Probably here.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, speaking of things being heard here first.
I just feel like the Sonny Gray stuff, though, is just the same thing over and over every week.
Somebody said earlier today that somebody tweeted it that maybe Cashman really wants to keep Sonny Gray, and he just said all that stuff to motivate him for next year.
No, come on.
Yeah, I don't see that being a motivation for Sonny. That would probably just make him worse.
No, hey, guys, I'm on the mic here just to tell 4 million people that this guy sucks, and then hopefully it just turns him around because we know how mentally tough he is already. So, just knowing that everyone else will know that we hate him and think he sucks should make him a better pitcher. All right, guys? Have a good one.
Yep.
Well, Brian said I suck, so
it didn't hurt my feelings.
I know I went out there and I gave up 6 runs, but my stuff was pretty good. And
but after listening to Brian, maybe I'll give up 5 runs.
And I talked to Booney, and he was nice enough to throw Romine out there, so it took my ERA down a little bit more.
I'm only pitching to a 6.
Really good, Sonny. I'm gonna be upset when he's gone.
I'm pitching to a 6.3 this year, guys. That's because Cashman motivated me.
That rock down the boulder, that boulder down the mountain line, that really got me going, guys.
Because I'm from the hills of Tennessee, so we got the mountains down there.
That was a really messed up thing to say, Cashman.
He's pretty much said he hated him and that he was scum.
I don't feel
only in Yankee Stadium, though. He pretty much said he sucks here, but anywhere else he's probably pretty good.
And so the numbers bear that out, though.
Yeah.
Apparently, Cashman is asking for the world for Sonny Gray right now. And that's why he's still here, because Cashman's going to do all he can at this point to try and get something back, just like Christian said. And I was wrong. But he just keeps asking for way more than he should get. And then eventually they'll come to some type of an agreement. But I just feel like it's the same headline every single week lately.
It is, yeah.
It's like Gray projected to go to the Brewers, and they just reword it every week.
It's been the Brewers or the Reds, and now
Reds are out.
Apparently the Reds are out.
The Padres still might have some interest in Sonny Gray. They were trying to get everybody. They were in talks about trying to get Noah possibly. They were trying to get Kluber.
But here's my question with teams like that. Who do they have?
Eric Hosmer.
Oh, you'd get prospects from San Diego.
Do they have a decent farm system? And if they do, why wouldn't they try and nurture some of those guys to come up and the Padres have sucked for how long?
Yeah, but I think they're trying to compete this year.
But that's part of the rebuild. We're lucky that it took us 1 year to get back into the playoffs. If they have that many prospects down there that they're talking about getting guys like Noah Syndergaard and stuff, why not just nurture them and wait for them to be ready to come up?
They're going to end up
trying to get Noah Syndergaard.
But what's that going to do for the Padres? You think that's going to make them competitive next year?
They're not exactly playing in the AL East.
They did this a few years ago.
Right, but
they went out and signed Matt Kemp to a big deal, who James Shields, I think they signed, and it totally backfired.
Is he still in the league? Did he pitch last year?
Yeah, he pitched.
Who, Shields? Remember we were watching the Chicago game, and I was looking at the TV. I'm like, that's not Shields. And then he ended up pitching the next day.
Ugh.
Twins signed Nelson Cruz.
Yeah,
that's a pretty nice deal.
That was a nice deal
for them.
$14 million. That
was a nice
off
deal.
The books.
The Twins are pretty good with those small, bigger deals.
That's a good right-handed hitter ballpark too. He's going to take advantage there.
Yeah,
it's good.
That's a good idea, Ryan. I think you should be the Twins GM.
Well,
I think you should too.
That would be. Wasn't there a movie like that? A kid becomes the GM.
No, the manager.
Oh, the manager.
Little Big League.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good call.
But Chris hates that. I bet you he hates that movie.
I love that movie on its own. It's
I
not
love
a baseball movie.
The Rookie.
No, it's not a baseball movie.
Rookie of the Year.
It's about
Rookie
a
of the Year.
kid that manages a baseball team, but it's not a baseball
It's fictional.
movie.
It's a dumb movie for entertainment.
Did you ever see Rookie of the Year when the
Yes.
kid breaks his arm?
Yeah.
That's
That
not a
movie's
baseball. I guess
classic.
that's not a baseball movie either.
Not a baseball
Dude,
movie.
that movie's a baseball
It's a
movie.
mockery of baseball.
You hate Rookie of the Year.
No. I
Rookie
never
of the
said I
Year
hated
is
it.
so good.
As a baseball movie, if you're going to call it a baseball movie, absolutely hated it.
It's a baseball movie.
Don't make a mockery of the game.
It's about a
What are
kid
you talking about? It's
who lives
realistic.
out his dream to play for the Chicago
Yeah.
Cubs.
By
How's it-
breaking his arm and then he throws 98
It's
at
about
the age
a-
of 4.
I thought that was based on a
Take
true
the
story.
synopsis of the movie. A kid lives his dream of becoming a Chicago Cub. That's
Okay.
a baseball movie.
No.
And Gary Busey's in it.
Chet Steadman.
Busey.
Busey, you're right. Busey.
The Rocket.
Yeah, he basically.
Razamuffin.
That's the dude from Home Alone.
Yeah, he's awesome in that.
Love
No,
him.
that was wasn't that the manager that always called him the wrong name?
Yeah.
No, it was a pitching
No,
coach.
Rosenbaum.
Rickman was Daniel Stern, who played the pitching coach, and he locked himself in
Right,
a supply
right.
closet
Stinky.
Yeah.
when he was choking on sunflower seeds.
Yes.
Great movie.
Stupid movie, but I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
As a non-baseball movie.
No, what is it then? Tell me what type of movie it is then.
It's a child's movie. A baseball movie is 61. And you want to take it a step further?
that's-
Field of Dreams, even though fictional, it did not make a mockery of the game.
It's about ghosts playing baseball.
It doesn't matter. It did not make a mockery of the game of baseball.
Oh, some jackoff comes back to life and plays baseball in a cornfield?
Oh, yeah. His father that he gets to have a catch with again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Don't spoil
wow.
it.
That doesn't make a mockery of the
Yeah,
game.
It
come
doesn't.
on, Chris. You just.
No, it doesn't make a mockery.
We're resurrecting people from the dead, but
It
sounds
doesn't
like
make a
you're
mockery of the
let
game.
me guess, A
debating
League of
yourself.
Their Own is not a baseball movie either.
Never saw it.
Why?
How's that?
Because you're sexist.
No, I'm not sexist.
Yeah, let's
But
do
I
it.
but I
Let's-
absolutely I will go on record of saying this. I absolutely hate Rosie O'Donnell, so I will not watch it.
Yeah, but you have to watch A League of Their Own.
I'll watch it.
Tom Hanks is in there.
Tom Hanks.
I love Tom Hanks.
Literally the only Tom Hanks movie I like.
You know what? I'm done with this podcast
Yeah, turn it off.
because you're out of your mind. If that's
Outside of Toy Story.
No, I'm not.
now,
no, we're not
you
doing
just
this.
lost
I'm
even
not-
more
no,
respect.
You're
Forrest
making it
Gump.
worse.
First of all, one of
Sucked.
the greatest
Next.
movies ever made.
Sucked. Next.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can.
I actually never
mean,
saw that, so.
Well,
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private
I don't
Ryan.
do war movies.
Well, you should do that one, pal, because it's really good.
Road to Perdition. You ever see that?
Oh,
it's a-
great movie.
No, I haven't seen that because Tom Hanks.
yeah. So
Castaway?
what? So what?
Castaway.
It's about a guy in a volleyball. I mean, come on.
All right.
now.
So what? You've seen
name's
3
Wilson.
Tom Hanks movies.
Actually-
You like Toy Story, and that's it.
Toy Story is great.
He's not even in it. It's his voice.
So what? It's a Tom Hanks movie.
I'm
You're a
honestly-
jerk off. You're a
I'm
jerk off.
disappointed right now.
Yeah, if you're disrespecting Tom Hanks like that,
Oh, Tom Hanks, the American Treasure. Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
that movie sucked.
What?
That movie,
National Treasure.
National Treasure. Yeah.
How dare you disrespect?
Well, Da
Nicolas
Vinci Code
Cage.
was bad.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
That's actually the reason why I don't like Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
'cause he made
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Da
that
Vinci
movie's
Code.
weird.
he
Those
made
movies-
that
like
movie
9
sucked.
consecutive movies where he was trying to disprove the existence
That movie
of God.
sucked. Yeah,
So
that
I was
movie
just like,
sucked.
you know what?
But do yourself a favor.
I'm probably not.
First of all, rewatch Forrest Gump.
Nope.
Yeah.
Second of all, watch Catch Me If You Can.
For real.
Isn't Leonardo DiCaprio in that one?
Yeah,
he's
that
also
movie's
phenomenal.
One of my favorites.
What about Titanic?
It's okay.
You singing church music?
Isn't that Shrek?
Yeah, probably.
Tom Hanks wasn't in Shrek.
That's Titanic.
Oh, where do we take this show?
You take it to the bullpen.
Yeah,
To the bullpen. I like that.
So what did you say earlier before we were recording about Ottavino?
Red Sox have interest.
Oh, Red Sox?
Red Sox?
Sox.
I thought you said the Phillies and someone else.
It was the White Sox and the Red Sox.
He's going to be their closer.
Who?
Ottavino. He's going to go to Sox. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Or is he Evaldi?
Is he a closer right now?
No, wasn't he a setup guy last year?
I think he was.
So part of the reason we were talking about this earlier too.
He will. I'm just gonna. If he went to the Red Sox to be the closer, he would fail miserably.
You don't know that.
I'm telling you, he would.
I don't think you know him closely enough to confidently say that.
I'm gonna tell you that.
We were also talking David Robertson rumors with the Angels. Part of the reason why he's interested in the Angels is because they're looking for a closer, and
he's a big Disneyland fan.
Apparently he wants to close. David Robertson still wants to close?
Wouldn't you?
I mean, I just don't see David Robertson as a closer anymore.
Yeah,
and in LA,
guess what gets paid more than a middle relief guy?
He could still get somewhat closer money in New York.
You figure this would probably be his last contract, right?
I don't know. He's his own agent. Why don't we call him?
Call him.
And ask.
You can get David Robertson on the show, and you haven't done it yet.
I talk to him all the time.
Oh yeah. I think David Robertson's days are done in New York. I just get that sense.
I got that sense for a while now.
Even though I don't think it's his fault, I think he's being used as a scapegoat for this whole playoff share thing. And I think the Yankees like Zach Britton. And
I think they should.
I like Zach Britton as well.
I think they should, because
I would like to take Zach Britton to the freshman formal.
You can't judge Zach Britton off of these years he's coming off of after being injured. That's just one aspect of it. The other angles you got to look at are Chapman's a free agent after this year.
He's not a free agent at the end of this year.
He has an opt-out. He has an opt-out. And what this could do is it could give the Yankees a little leverage.
How does it give him leverage? Chapman has to opt out.
Right.
If he doesn't opt out, then the Yankees have no leverage.
Right, but they have leverage by him not opting out because maybe he's scared to opt out and he knows the Yankees aren't going to give him the money that he wants.
I don't think he's concerned about whether the Yankees will give him
I think he
money.
really enjoys playing in New York, and he wants to be a New York Yankee.
He enjoys making a lot of money. So if the Reds call him and be like, hey, you want to come back for $20 million a year? He's
I think
that Cuban missile's getting shot back to Cincinnati.
I don't know. I think Chapman is going to really take to the winning culture. Hopefully that, the Yankees go deep into the playoffs, if not win a World Series this year. And if the Yankees have Britton locked up with closer money, he's not going to opt out.
You don't know that.
No, I don't know that. I'm just saying it does give the Yankees a little more power.
It gives them protection against him.
Right. And what is protection, though? Protection is leverage.
Usually Trojans.
I'm not a Trojan fan.
All right.
I don't like USC
Protection
either.
Protection is leverage.
Matt Leinart guy.
It is leverage at that point
know.
because then the Yankees don't need him as much as he needs the Yankees.
Yeah, but that position is so coveted in the game right now.
Right, but
he's going to get paid to be a closer.
If he's healthy, 66.
Healthy.
If Chapman's healthy this year and the Yankees win a World Series and he's dominating, blowing guys away in the ninth inning and in the postseason, you don't think somebody's going to be dropping a bag of money at his feet?
I never said that.
So if he opts out, that's it. Goodbye.
I never said that. I'm saying that I feel if Chapman were to opt out, it would be to opt out to get a bigger contract from the New York Yankees. I don't think he wants to go anywhere.
And you know what Brian Cashman's going to do if he opts out to get a bigger contract from the Yankees?
He's going to tell him to go screw.
He's going to laugh in his face.
Right. So I personally am telling you, I believe he very thoroughly enjoys being a New York Yankee. And I think that if they lock up Britton, he's going to know that he's not going to be able to opt out even after a good year and still return to pinstripes.
Okay.
Do you see Chapman making more than $17.2 million a year on the open market?
Maybe. It depends
He's getting
on
older, man.
Depends on who's. I'm telling you, if he's healthy and dominates in the postseason this year.
When is he a free agent?
He's signed through 2021.
Really?
Right. So he has the opt out after this season. And then if he opts in, he's there until 2021.
At that point, no matter what, he'd have to opt out because he'd be looking, like you said, for that one final contract. If he doesn't opt out and he goes all the way through 2021, he's not getting anything.
No.
He's really not.
So
yeah, he's going to opt out.
Let's spark up a debate here that kind of controlled my Twitter for a day last weekend. I put it out there that I believe, personally, my opinion, signing Zach Britton is more important to the Yankees winning the World Series in 2019 than it is signing Manny Machado.
That is so difficult to really put your finger on at this point because you don't know what signing Manny Machado means for the New York Yankees moving forward.
Would you not say pitching is more important than them adding
Absolutely,
a bat?
but
Okay.
you don't know that them getting Machado is not freeing something up
Like what?
with Andujar and getting a pitcher.
I'm assuming
The way the roster is currently constructed, I agree that Zach Britton is more important for the Yankees toward winning a World Series. But if you're going to get rid of Andujar, then I don't know.
Just
man.
looking at
That's
it
a good
on the
question.
surface, if Zach Britton was coming off a true Zach Britton season, I wouldn't even be debating this. But just because Machado is Manny Machado, and we're talking about Zach Britton, who hasn't proven that he's going to come back as the same pitcher yet,
I think he showed
I don't know if I could
enough to me
fully
last
agree
year.
with you.
I think he showed me enough last year in September that his stuff was rounding into form.
Did Britton ever have an arm injury, or was it just the Achilles? It was his
Just the
Achilles.
Achilles, right?
That's a good thing. That's
Dude,
a good
his
thing.
stuff is disgusting.
Oh, I'm not
it's
disagreeing with
filthy.
you. I'm
His
not
sinker
disagreeing
is-
with you.
And
But
Yankee
if you
fans
were
that don't want Zach Britton they don't. We have not seen the real Zach Britton.
but
We did not see the real Zach Britton in pinstripes.
all right, let me just try and validate what you're saying here on my end.
Don't validate it. Tell me what your opinion is.
That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm trying to get
I
to.
don't care what your. I don't need your validation.
Name a non-Yankee reliever who has been absolutely dominant over the last year or two.
A non-Yankee reliever.
Yeah, absolutely dominant. Not one that's available necessarily, just any.
Craig Kimbrell.
No.
What's the guy?
No.
What's his name? What the hell's the guy's name in Milwaukee? Josh Hader.
Has he been that good?
He was really good this year.
I'll pull it
check
up
him
here.
Josh Hader is a name that comes to my mind.
All right, if Josh Hader's numbers are that dominant right now, then I would say for
Yeah, he
him,
had a-
absolutely. And I'm not downplaying Zach Britton. I love Zach Britton. I think he's phenomenal.
The guy's got 143 strikeouts in 80 innings last year.
Yeah. Let's see, where's the ERA?
208 in 2017, 243 last year.
Yeah. That's a guy who I would say absolutely is more
What
important.
was his strikeouts in 2017?
68.
68 in 47 innings, and he struck out 143 and 81 last year.
Yeah. That's a guy, because of the last 2 years, that I would say is definitely more important than signing Manny Machado right now. But again, I'm not downplaying or discrediting Zach Britton. I'm not fully confident in him just yet, so I can't say that I'd pass up the opportunity on Machado because Zach Britton's more important.
I didn't say to pass up Manny Machado.
No, but
I
in
told
a
you-
sense, you're saying which is the bigger priority. It's still Manny Machado for me if both are available.
If you are so concerned about the Yankees starting rotation, why would you not create as good of a bullpen as you possibly can?
I'm not concerned with the Yankees starting
But
rotation.
you should be.
Why?
I like this rotation, but I'm telling you, it's still a flawed rotation. You don't have guys that are going deep in the games. You're going to be in the bullpen every night, hopefully, except for when Sevy's pitching. And why would you try to even? So let's say the Yankees don't make any additions to the bullpen. So yeah, it's still pretty good with Holder and Green and Betances and Chapman.
No, they still have to make additions.
But why would you want to burn those guys out? Why wouldn't you throw a guy like Zach Britton in there? Well, I'm telling you.
All right. Both are on the table. Zach Britton and Manny Machado. Who do you want?
If I had to choose between one,
Yes.
I don't care. Come at me with the pitchforks. I'm signing Zach Britton.
Wow.
And for me,
Fair.
I'm absolutely signing Manny Machado.
The Yankees have enough offensively that they can win without Manny Machado. Why not make what is the perceived weakness of your team better?
You know who I could see the Yankees
Because
really
it's Manny
giving
Machado.
a big increase in this year is Jonathan Tarpley.
Stephen Tarpley.
Oh, it's not Jonathan.
Oh, you're thinking of Jonathan Holder.
Oh my God. Oh, Holder. I forgot about him. Tarpley's gonna.
They had a lot of confidence in him last
Lefty.
year.
Yeah,
Left
that's
arm.
fine, but you can't tell me that you're not going to sign Zach Britton or Adam Ottavino because you want to give Stephen Tarpley a bigger role next year.
No.
You can't tell me that.
Who else is out there if the Yankees do get Machado and can't afford Zach Britton? Which they can afford both.
I don't want to hear they can't afford Zach Britton.
They can afford both. So, really...
If you're getting Machado, you're already pissing on the luxury tax, so why not go for it now?
Right. That's what I'm saying. If they're going to get Machado, they're going to still get Britton. So, technically, this is just a debate just to have. But let's just say it was either one or the other. Who else can the Yankees go out there and get?
Is David Robertson as sexy as getting Zach Britton? To me, it's not.
No, but if you're telling me that I could either have Manny Machado or Zach Britton, and I'm taking Manny Machado, and that means I can get D-Rob, I'm fine with that.
If it's Machado and Robertson or just Zach Britton, then yeah, I would take Machado and David Robertson.
Okay, so who's to say that there's not other options out there?
But I want Zach Britton. That's the guy.
So do I. I want Zach Britton too.
That's the
but
guy
how
the
could you
Yankees
tell
should
me-
be targeting right now.
Dude, it doesn't matter how good this lineup is. You add Manny Machado to it. We saw what the Red Sox did with just pretty much offense last year. Yeah, their starting pitching was good, but they relied a lot on their offense last year.
I don't think we need to be that concerned with our offense.
I'm not that concerned with it, but it's Manny Machado. We're not just talking about some middle of the line kind of guy. We're talking about Manny Machado.
Who's played in the AL East
And
his whole
you're
career
comparing it
besides
to a
last year,
guy who has been injured and
Who's played his whole career in the AL East?
right?
yeah, but he's just not the same guy yet. I still think he can be, and when he is, he's friggin' unhittable, Zach Britton.
I'm telling you, if I had to pick, I'm picking the pitcher. This is the best pitcher, starting or reliever, on the market, obtainable to the New York Yankees right now. Is he not?
Yeah,
So why not get him?
they're gonna.
Yeah, I think they'll get both.
They're gonna.
I want them to get both. Forget it. Let's stop playing games here. Get both of them. But
They are.
if you're gonna tell me I can only have one of them, I'm taking Zach Britton.
If it was Zach Britton last year, like before the injury and everything, it's not even close. I would pick Zach Britton 10 times out of 10.
Here's why I'm taking Zach Britton, right? My offense is fine. Honestly, I think our offensively, we're fine. I think this team scored a bunch of runs, hit a bunch of home runs last year with virtually no production from first base. You have to figure you're gonna get something out of first base this year.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have Aaron Judge hopefully not be injured this season.
Yeah.
You're gonna hopefully have Gary Sanchez be Gary Sanchez this season.
Yesh.
Would Machado help? Obviously, but you're not. You haven't. I mean, yeah, you want to say that you're taking away Didi Gregorius, fine. But if you supplemented Neil Walker, Neil Walker's a fine replacement.
But we're not just talking about the regular season. This team struggled the way they scored runs. They struggled in October, and I think implanting Manny Machado into that lineup in October, it just makes them a different team.
And where are you going to go for outs? Where are you going to go for outs in the postseason?
You named it. I mean, they got to rely more
You're
on...
going to trust Jonathan Holder?
No, they got to rely more on Chad Green this year. That's a big mistake. That in my opinion, they didn't rely on him enough last year.
Jonathan Holder was fine and everything. Like, I gave him a lot of credit for becoming a valuable piece
No,
of
he should
bullpen.
not be considered an elite reliever.
But is that the guy if the Yankees need to go to the bullpen in the fifth inning in Game 4 of the ALDS, you want Boone to go to Jonathan Holder?
No, I want him to go to Austin Romine.
No, you're not even taking the conversation seriously.
I'm taking it seriously, but
Austin Romine.
you're acting like Zach Britton. Let me ask you this. Was Zach Britton lights out last year?
I just told you, I don't think we saw the best of Zach Britton last year.
Okay, neither did I, but I'm not going to risk what we saw and what we could see versus what I know in Manny Machado. That's my point.
I'm taking that risk. I'm taking it.
Okay. Just like I was going to take the risk on Evaldi if he wasn't asking for 4 years, and you disagreed with me. I'm disagreeing with you.
I'm taking the risk, and I'm going to pay him closer money.
I don't disagree with you. I would do the same thing, but in reality, they can do both, and also sign Machado.
And
in our little fantasy world that we've created here in this debate, I'm taking the sure thing. I'm taking Manny Machado all day.
So if you're telling me whose injury would hamper them more in going forward, I would say Evaldi's would, because it's been an arm injury.
Yes. Do you not hear me?
No, I'm not.
Do you want me to speak louder?
No.
I'm agreeing with you. My only disagreement is that I don't know what Zach Britton still is, or if he can be the Zach Britton that we all know and love to be the dominant reliever slash closer.
He had a 2.88 ERA with the Yankees last year. So if he pitches to that over the course of 162 games, that's worth it.
Yes.
Okay.
But not more than what Manny Machado is going to do for this team over 162 games.
Yes, it is.
No.
You need to bolster this bullpen.
Yes.
You cannot let the bullpen become a weakness. And by saying you're choosing Manny Machado over an elite reliever, you're letting the bullpen become a weakness.
See, that's the problem, though. I don't see Zach Britton as an elite reliever right now.
Then why are you paying him closer money?
Because I still think and hope that he can be again.
I think
because he's that good.
All right. So then he's an elite reliever. If you're going to pay him closer money,
he can go back to being a elite reliever, yes.
I still think a guy that pitched a 2.88 ERA while he was working himself back is an elite reliever.
There's too many question marks with him.
All right, so go sign Adam Ottavino, who had a 5 ERA 2 years ago. He's a sure bet. Sure bet.
I never said that.
All right, but that's what everybody wants. Get Ottavino. Oh.
Yeah, because they hear a name and they fascinate with that name, and they just go crazy over it.
Stats right now, please.
And they go crazy over it, and they don't take the time to just go on and to look at what these guys have done. Just like what's his name? Corbin. Everyone just heard the name and they're like, "Oh, we need him. We need him." And then they go and check out his stats and they're like, "Oh, he's not worth that much money."
Look at these. Look at this. Okay, so his first full year, we'll throw out 2010. He didn't pitch in 2011. All right, 4.56 in 2012. Yeah, that's 2013 was good. 2014 was good. I don't know I guess he was hurt in 2015, 2016, and then look here, 5.06. What was that?
How many innings did he pitch? He only threw 53 innings.
Was he hurt?
Look at all these middle years. Really not too many from 2015 to 2017. And it looked like last year he was fully healthy again, throwing 77 2/3.
And I think he really found his slider last year. That really.
I'm not saying that he's not good, but don't tell me that you want him over Zach Britton.
I never said that.
But that's what. Oh, let's get Adam Ottavino. Why? Because you saw Zach Britton and you didn't like what you saw. So now he can never get better. Right. It's just like the argument with Miguel Andujar. Why fans want Manny Machado, because Miguel Andujar sucks at third base because he can never get better. Though that's what's like in their brains. Like he can't get better. Like you saw him be bad, and that means he can never get better.
You know what I always think about with Zach Britton? When you sit there and you want to pick apart what he did last year, think about when he was on his game and the Orioles would go to Zach Britton in the 9th inning. What would you say? What would you say in your head?
Game was over.
That's it. You weren't touching him. That's a Zach Britton that's still in there. And that's where I'm saying I agree with you that he can become that guy again. But when you're throwing up that many question marks against Manny Machado, in my mind, Manny Machado's winning that every single day.
Whatever. So hit 40 more home runs this year. Have no bullpen to go to.
They still have a bullpen. That's where you're wrong.
All right. So you know what? Instead of going to Zach Britton in the 7th inning, here comes Jonathan Holder, because we saw
or Jonathan Tarpley.
Yeah, that guy.
They also have a stronger rotation with more reliable arms.
But again, as much as I like it, these are not guys that I'm expecting to go 7 deep every night.
Well, that's just not a thing in baseball anymore. No one goes 7 deep anymore.
There's guys that pitch 7 innings, not on the Yankee staff.
Except Severino.
You better hope so.
Better. He better.
Severino better be that guy. He better be the anchor to this staff in 2019.
And I think Hap will give a good amount of innings next year.
Hap's not a guy that goes deep into games though. Like he'll get you into the sixth.
I think that's good though. I think getting through the sixth and maybe even into the seventh.
Yeah, but you don't know what Paxton is. I mean, I expect a big year out of him, but is he a guy that's going to go 7 every night, 8 maybe? Probably not.
Not every night.
Tanaka, we know Tanaka, you take 6 from him every time.
Absolutely.
And then CC, you're just hoping the big guy gets you through 5.
Yeah.
So, you need help in that bullpen. If you can't create a rotation of aces, give me a bullpen of closers.
Britton also had a left forearm injury. That's what caused him to miss a good chunk of, I think, 2017.
2016, though. 17?
Oh, was it?
This said 2017.
The forearm. Okay, so forget it. We don't need him then.
All right, deal.
You win.
I win.
Manny Machado can pitch too, right? He can pitch the 7th inning.
Sure. Against the Red Sox, if it's 15-0, sure.
No. 2-1. If he's got Yankees need to protect a 2-1 lead, Manny Machado can pitch.
I'm sure he could.
For what they'll end up paying him, he should.
Yeah. I'm sure he's better than AJ Cole.
Ugh.
Any word on AJ Cole?
No.
No, he fled the country, actually.
Did they sell him to a Japanese league team?
Probably.
I want to see him come back next year. I do.
I told you I wouldn't mind it. You said you wanted to take away Boone's security blanket, and I agree with that 100%. But I also want to see him come back if he's going to be used properly.
No. I changed my mind. I want him to be the setup guy now because that's.
Oh yeah.
Because
you're a spiteful prick who just can't have a normal debate with someone.
No, I want him to be the setup guy. Yeah. I think it could really work out well for the Yankees.
Me too. I actually do. And can he throw lefty? You think? You think that could help our odds?
Jonathan Tarpley throws lefty.
David Robertson can throw both.
The hybrid Jonathan Tarpley.
Speaking of ambidextrous pitchers, Pat Venditti got signed to a major league deal somewhere. I forget where.
Oh, finally.
I mean, finally.
Isn't that the guy that the Yankees have had in their system for the last 5 years?
No, the Yankees haven't had him in their system.
Then the A's got him or whoever.
They probably haven't had him in their system for 5 years.
He's been in baseball for like 8 years now.
Okay, so what's your point?
The Giants, San Francisco.
Okay. So they don't. It's clear then they don't really need Madison Bumgarner then if they got him.
That's true. That's a true statement.
They could give him to the Yankees for nothing.
For Jonathan Tarpley.
Yeah.
And what about maybe throwing Stephen Holder too?
Yeah. Good one.
So what else?
Nothing on my end. I'm going to be addicted to social media now.
Why?
Until something more credible breaks.
You know what we could talk about? I asked fans this on the NYY Sports Talk Twitter last night just to kind of throw it out there. A guy currently on the Yankees 40-man roster that gave you nothing last year that you expect a big bounce back season from in 2019.
I saw that. I saw all the Sanchez responses, which I guess you can throw them in there.
See, I'm not really thinking about Gary Sanchez.
Neither am I, because
I think he's going to have a monster year.
Absolutely,
this year.
But like we said a million times, you really break down his numbers. If he were to stay healthy all year,
sexy sex,
he would have really his run production numbers were up. They were there. Yeah, he's got a bat for a higher average. I just wouldn't throw him in that category. Who was your pick? Who would you say?
Who would I say? I was thinking about I'm saying like Gary Sanchez wouldn't come to my mind. I didn't really think about who did. I would probably. That's interesting.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody.
I'm going to go with Clint Frazier on this one.
That's a good one.
The guy who just keeps popping into my mind is Greg Bird for some reason. No, I think it's more wishful thinking than it is realistic thinking, though.
I think Greg Bird was probably the second most popular answer we got on that.
I just think I'm saying that though because it needs to happen, not because I actually think it's going to.
Got a few Clint Fraziers.
What was number one?
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
Got a couple of Clints. You got a few Ellsburys. I saw Jordan Montgomery in there,
even though he's not pitching next year.
I wouldn't completely write that off, but I wouldn't expect a big contribution from him. Interesting name that one person threw it out there.
Herman?
No, it was Ben Heller.
Yeah, I was thinking him.
Hey, Ben Heller, for the Yankees to tender his contract They weren't just doing that because they did it for everyone. They
did do it for everyone.
I know that, but they weren't just like, and then we have Ben Hiller here. He's going to feel bad if we don't tender his contract now. No, they see what he's capable of. He's a hard-thrown...
You're not tendering his contract. You're tendering him a contract.
Whatever. I could say it how I want.
Try to sound less ignorant.
I could say it how I want. And me and Ben are boys.
Healthy.
So...
Sex.
Me and Ben are tight. So.
But is Ben Hiller...
Hello.
Obviously, if the Yankees are going to tender him a contract and go through the arbitration process with him, they have some need for him.
Yeah, and we've seen what he's capable of when he's on the field.
I mean, he was part of that Andrew Miller trade.
Yeah,
the Yankees got to try to get some return on that.
Yeah, and we did kind of heckle him. We definitely annoyed him in Scranton,
but he did the show anyway.
He's a good guy. He's coming back on the show, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Huh. I talked to him 2 weeks ago.
Hey, what do you have to say?
He wants to come back on. I want to talk to him. I want to ask him what his expectations are of 2019. If he's going to be back and healthy.
Did you heckle him?
I didn't heckle him.
Does he know you heckled him?
He does not know I heckled him. That cannot come out.
No, it just did.
He doesn't listen.
He might.
He only listens to his episodes.
All right. So what did you say, Ryan?
I agree with you with Clint Frazier. But I don't know. I guess Gary Sanchez is the right answer there.
You're right. I guess it's the right answer, but it's still not. I mean, like, I'm not thinking about Gary Sanchez. Like, it is technically the right answer because you really didn't get a lot out of Gary last year, and you expect him to come back and be a monster this year. But
I'm going Gary.
But how many games did he miss? On top of everything else.
That's part of it. Like Clint Frazier didn't play last year because he was injured. Montgomery didn't play last year because he was injured.
Right. If you're talking,
Ellsbury didn't play last year because he was dead.
But like if you're talking comeback season and you say Clint Frazier, all you're saying is that he's going to stay healthy and prove how good he is. When you say comeback season on Sanchez, you're talking about his lack of production, and you really have to consider the fact that he missed a lot of games.
That would also be attributed to his health. So it would kind of be the same thing.
Right, but it's a mix. Clint Frazier's not a mix. Clint Frazier had no significant time on the major league level last year.
Sanchez played 89 games last year.
Yeah, that's nothing.
186 batting average.
So if he played 140, or 135, most
catchers do. Right?
Would he have still hit 186 last year?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he wouldn't have. Maybe he would have fell into more of a rhythm if he were to stay healthy all season.
Would he have popped 30 home runs if he played 140 games?
Probably, yeah. He was on pace for, I think, 36 or something, 30-something, and 96 RBIs.
He had 18 home runs, 53 ribbies.
Yeah, so
he had a bad last year, but again, when I'm saying, like,
But if you think of the way you phrase the question, it does make sense for Gary to be the one.
No, it does. He's got to be.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with anybody that said Gary Sanchez, but I just don't.
But I understand why you're not thinking of him because I'm on the same thought pattern there. But Clint Frazier, we don't even know. After these concussions, it's very difficult to just expect a guy to come back and be on the field all year. If he can, then yeah, I'm expecting big things out of him, obviously.
Who's the one guy you think's really going to exceed your expectations this year?
That's interesting.
I could see Aaron Hicks really like taking even another turn to another level.
You want to know something? I see Aaron Hicks completely declining next year.
Really?
I really do.
And you better go get Bryce Harper.
I really do.
I like his on-base percentage.
Can you call Brian Cashman and tell him that's how you feel so he wakes up and gets Bryce Harper?
I can email him.
Go ahead. Be like, listen, Brian, I think Aaron Hicks is going to suck next year, and I really think it's time you sign Bryce Harper.
Because I think every year he really doesn't have a whole lot of expectations. So I could see him.
Who's going to exceed my expectations?
Is it going to be me, guys?
No.
Oh, all right.
No.
Judge? What are your expectations for him?
You can't exceed what he did in his rookie
what is he going to do?
Yeah, I don't think
his expectations would be hitting 85 home runs.
You know who I'm going to say? I'm going to say Gleyber Torres. I think Gleyber Torres, there's a possibility that he has an MVP caliber year next year. And you can't say you expect that.
No.
He's still only going into his second season, first full season, technically, next year from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Gleyber Torres. I really think that he can be fully dominant next year, more than we expect.
James Paxton.
Yeah,
Like
Paxton was my number 2. Paxton was my number 2. He's just more of a risk. I don't like to take risks sometimes. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
That was too big of a risk for me.
You're just dumb.
Too big of a risk for me.
I think Paxton is going to be a guy where I have lofty expectations for him, but if I had to say if I could pick one guy that would just like be like, wow, I didn't expect that from him for him to be that co-ace.
You know what's funny? I heard one interview with James Paxton, and it was the worst interview ever. Not his fault. It was
like
the interviewee's fault, and it was only a couple minutes I listened, and the one thing I took away from it, other than him being just a really likable guy, was that this guy has the balls to pitch in New York. For whatever reason, I stepped back and I was like, this guy's going to be friggin'
The guy
really
wrestles
good.
moose in his backyard, okay? So
This guy's
I'm
going
pretty
to
sure he can handle the Bronx.
The guy lets an eagle land on his arm, and he doesn't even flinch.
Yeah. He
He's
flinched
like,
a little.
What? He's like, what? Eagle?
At first, but then he got right back and
He was actually
right into the anthem.
Bro,
still pitching with the eagle on his
Bro,
on his arm.
You see a
his
spider, and you have
trademark.
to change your pants.
I
okay?
actually, I was trying to do something at the door before, and a spider came out, and I literally screamed like a little girl.
I believe it.
So I'm not James Paxton.
No, definitely not.
No.
Very interesting. James Paxton.
Yeah, I'm excited for
I think he's gonna have a
to watch
dominant year.
Paxton. It's gonna be a fun rotation to watch.
James Paxton's ERA in 2019. Go.
3.9.
That's high.
That's garbage. If he pitches 3.39, I'm going to be... No, that's what you went with.
No, that was your gut, man.
Right,
Maybe you're
that's
gonna
my
be
gut.
right.
I think 3.9's not bad.
No, it is. If he's going to be
Yeah,
number
you're right.
2...
You're right.
I'm
If
not
Jay
gonna,
Happ's ERA is 3.9,
I'm
happy with
I'll
that.
sign for
Yeah,
that any
maybe
day of
that's
the
what-
week.
Paxton's
But
gotta be better.
If Paxton pitches through 3.9 next year, I'm going to be very disappointed.
What do you think it's gonna be?
I don't want to get too crazy, but I'll say 3.05.
3.34 for me.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to go under 3, but I think 3.05 is
Safer
pretty good.
bet.
We should
See?
do an episode like this when it gets closer to opening day.
Well, I texted Christian actually before and asked if he wanted to do predictions, and he responded to me as if my wife would when she's mad at me. He responded with, I guess, period.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're going to
Hey.
be moody all night?
Get the fans involved.
First of all, Dick, I was driving, so what do you want me to write?
Shouldn't be texting and
Hey,
driving.
fellas.
I was at a red light.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, now you're going to be like the morality police here.
Should we
Shouldn't
test
text and
Patrick
drive.
right now to see if he actually listens
First of
all
all,
the way
it's like-
through and give
it's
him
like-
Yeah.
All right, Patrick, if you're still listening, make sure you mention it
It's like Sunday in Ireland
when you
right
tweet
now.
about
Yeah.
it.
What
Yeah,
is
is it 2019 there?
No, not yet.
and Patrick actually has an alarm set for when our podcast drops. It's like 5 a.m, and he just wakes up and listens to it
That's
right
so
away.
cool.
All right, let's go around the table real quick. We'll do, since it's last episode of 2018, we got a few minutes here before we're going to wrap up. We'll do the starting we'll make a guess on each of the starting rotations ERAs.
Okay.
Who will lead the Yankees in home runs in 2019? Who will lead them in runs batted in? Who will lead them in batting average? Who will lead them in wins? And which reliever will have the most strikeouts?
Okay.
You have anything else you want to throw in there?
No, I think that was more than enough.
All right, so we already did Paxton. You're saying 3.9. Chris is
3.34.
and I got 3.05. So we'll go. So we'll go in what I would say is the order I see them in. But Paxton would be my number 2.
Mhm.
We'll say Sevy's the number 1. What's Sevy's ERA in 2019?
3.18.
I don't like that.
3.2.
2.64.
Wow.
Okay.
If that's the case, he's winning Cy Young next year.
I'm telling you,
He'll get 20 wins.
Oh, he'll. My prediction: we're doing wins and losses, or we're doing wins also.
Just ERA for the starters right now. I'm telling you, if he pitches to a +3 ERA, he's not the ace that we thought he was. He needs to pitch to a sub-3
I
ERA.
agree.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got to
that's-
figure out the whole
I still think he's going to be a little bit more consistent throughout the year.
2.64.
Maybe not as dominant as he was in the first half of last year. I say 3.18.
All right, Masahiro Tanaka.
3.95.
3.9.
3.74.
Okay.
Look at Tank's numbers, man. He has, outside of that 1 year, he's been really consistent.
Absolutely.
All right, so who's next?
Happ.
James Anthony Happ.
Happ, I'm going to go with a 3.75.
I think Happ could have a great year. I'm going 3.4.
3.4. I'm gonna say Happers goes just a tick under 4. 3.98.
Okay, that's still great.
And then round it out with CC,
who, by the way, want to wish well wishes to CC, who had an angioplasty a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Scary stuff there. Wish the big fella
man.
well.
Of course.
So
that being said, I think CC's going to pitch to a 4.34 ERA next year.
I'm going like 4.8.
I'm going to say quality start ERA of 4.5.
Again, you're taking that all day out of your fifth starter.
I'll take 4.8 any day for my fifth.
Oh, if CC's pitching to a 4.5, which means that he's averaging 6 innings and 3 runs, you don't take that?
Absolutely.
All right, so who's going to lead the Yankees staff in wins this year?
Luis Severino by a mile.
By a country mile or just a mile?
Country mile.
J. Happ.
You think Happer's going to lead the team in wins? No, I'm going Sevy. I think Sevy's going to win 19 or 20 games this year.
I think he's going to win 22. 22-7.
22 wins?
22-7.
You going deuce for Sevy?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going like 16 wins for Happ.
You think that's going to lead the staff?
Yeah, I think everyone will be right around
22-5 maybe.
Yeah, I think it is
that's
low.
a little low.
It is low.
I think Sevy's going to have a lot of decisions next year. I think he's going to go deep into ball games.
I
Who
hope
won the most games last year? Sevy, what, 19?
Yeah.
What, 19 and 8?
19 last year?
Yeah, 19.
Back-to-back 19-win seasons, right?
I believe so. Pull it up. Go to your
that
next.
is low, though, with Happ. I don't know if Happ will win the most.
No, you said it, Ryan. Don't.
Right. You got to go with your gut. And
that's what your gut is telling you, bro.
I don't know. I just like Happ, his ability to just manage games, go 6-7 innings, and this offense is really good.
Let's see.
No, he only won 14 games in 2017.
No, yeah, well, that was 2
Wow.
years.
Yeah, but look at that ERA.
Yeah, I know. I thought he won more games though. That's right.
Man, this ERA. Think about this. He ended with 19 wins, but look at that ERA at almost 3.4, 3.39. He ends with. Most of that season, that ERA was friggin', wasn't it under 2 at one point?
It was after the Red Sox game.
Oh my, it was like 1.98.
I think it went above 1.98, like his start right before the All-Star break.
Oh,
Then it went over 2.
That's right.
bad,
Remember
man.
the first half of the season last year in 2017?
But you know what?
He just didn't get a lot of decisions.
But you know what? Look at the innings pitched. I mean, that's for a guy who's only been in the league for 4 seasons and really has only been considered a starter for the last 2. Look at how many innings he's pitching.
That's another hump he's going to have to get over. He needs to pitch 200 innings next year.
Yeah, and he needs to not fall off. But his velocity never really does. So, high hopes for Sevy. What's our next one that we're doing here?
Who's going to lead the bullpen in strikeouts?
Come on.
I'm going to go with Betances, man.
Dellin, my bobblehead or statue figurine here.
I think we're going to see probably the best season we've ever seen out of Dellin Betances. I think he's going to have a lot to prove next year heading into free agency.
I agree.
He's our biggest piece. Could be out of the bullpen this year. He's very important.
Oh, I think he's probably, especially if they don't get Zach Britton, he's going to be the most important guy out of that bullpen.
Yes, even if they do get
Dellin.
Zach Britton, he's going to be.
Why don't you just tell the world that you hate Zach Britton?
I love Zach Britton. I think Zach Britton's a great guy.
You know what? I'm gonna divulge something here. Zach Britton did, when we had our outing at the stadium, Zach Britton did something for us that I have a lot of respect for. So maybe I'm a little over the top with Zach Britton.
Yeah,
but maybe that goes into it a little bit. But come on, I mean, I still want this guy on the team.
No, of course, Zach Britton, man.
For purely baseball reasons,
It's Zach
and
Britton.
that he's a really great guy personally.
Yes.
But you give Britton that closer money, you're probably not going to re-sign Betances when he becomes available.
No, I
When he becomes a
disagree.
free agent.
I think they would.
Ryan, we're the Yankees. We can do whatever we want.
Remember, we don't care about money.
We don't care.
Doesn't seem that way anymore.
Okay.
You're not going to re-sign Chapman if he opts out, and Betances.
All right. If you have Zach
Right,
Britton,
yeah, you would need Chapman
Let's
to
go
opt
off
out.
this real quick. You signed Zach Britton to close their money this year. Betances is a free agent. Chapman opts out. You want it. Both guys want closer money. You can only afford to bring back one of them. Who is it?
Down Betances.
Betances.
And I love Chapman.
Yeah, but Betances, you're not gonna pay Betances to close though.
I like Betances more because he has more pitches.
No, I might at that point. I might pay him to close.
Yeah, but you saw Chapman starting to develop that slider last
Yeah,
year.
you're right. But he's his.
Still too sporadic.
When Dylan Betances is on, he's the most dominant reliever in baseball.
By far.
All right, who leads the Yankees in batting average in 2019?
Manny Machado. Can I guess him yet?
No, you can't guess him.
Gleyber Torres.
That's a good guess though. Machado.
If they don't get Machado,
yeah.
it's Gleyber Torres.
If they don't get Machado, Miguel Andujar.
What would you say Gleyber Torres' average would be?
3.42.
Think he's gonna hit 342
What?
next
Yeah.
year?
Oh, that's the MVP season.
I told you, I really think he's going to have that
That's
kind of
high
year.
though, dude.
So what is Miguel Andujar's average gonna be?
308.
Who will lead the New York Yankees in batting average next year?
Just hop on the Gleyber train with me, bro.
I think Gleyber Torres will, but he'll hit 317.
That's still really good.
Yeah.
342. 342 is like MVP caliber.
I
Please.
just said before that I
For the
really
love of
see him
God.
having an MVP caliber year.
Who's going to lead the Yankees in home runs in 2019?
Giancarlo Stanton.
Manny Machado. Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge. How many? All right, so how many home runs is Giancarlo Stanton going to hit?
44.
46 Judge.
I'm going to say Judge is going to drop the gavel 49 times.
That's a big year. That's a big year.
He would have hit 50 last year if he wasn't hurt. No, maybe not 50, but he would have been in the 40s if he didn't get hurt.
No, he would have definitely been in the 40s.
Aaron Judge will hit 49 home runs if he has a completely healthy season next year.
It's a great guess.
All right. Give me who's going to lead in RBIs, but also don't let me have to ask you for it. Who the RBI
Gotcha.
total?
I don't know what you mean by that. Oh,
Like,
okay,
say it
gotcha.
and
I
then
gotcha.
say
I
it.
gotcha now. I gotcha. Gonna still run with Giancarlo Stanton. I'm gonna say 118.
Jacoby Ellsbury. No, I got to go with Judge with 121.
If he has 49 home runs and 120 plus RBI, he's gonna be considered for.
What if he hits 180 though? He's only his hits.
Yeah, well, that could happen.
That's good.
Who do I think will lead the Yankees in RBIs in 2019? Even though I think that Judge will hit the most home runs, Giancarlo Stanton will drive in the most runs.
Right, because Judge will be hitting second.
How
So-
many? Don't make me
Aaron-
ask.
Yeah,
Giancarlo
seriously,
Stanton will drive in 118 runs next year.
Can you imagine if our predictions are even remotely close?
Yeah,
That we're able to predict these things from these guys in the middle of our lineup, and then you're gonna add Manny Machado to that? Come on,
yeah.
come on now.
Was there any other any other categories?
No.
Or was that it?
I think that was it, man.
If one Yankee is going to win a major award in 2019, who will it be?
Luis Severino.
You think he's going to win the Cy Young?
I do. Yeah.
Ooh, this is a
I think
good
he
one.
better.
Not with
I think he better.
Not with that
How's that?
ERA that you projected him to have.
Yeah, but if one guy's gonna win a big award, I think it's gonna be him. I could just because that's my prediction doesn't mean I don't think he could still have your 2.64 ERA. I think he better have your 2.64 ERA. I think he's more than capable of doing so, and I think he's gonna get 22 wins regardless. So now you're talking definite.
Yeah,
Cy
but
Young.
wins don't mean anything.
When you have that many, they do. When your
Yeah, but
ERA is
after
really
this
low
year,
and you
dude-
don't have a lot of wins, then wins don't matter. But when your ERA is that good and you also have 22 wins, come on.
Simo, let me tell you something, okay?
Come on. He's going to be healthy.
He's got to be healthy and wins don't matter. 666 right here on the fan.
Who gives the best chance is Judge for me.
Oh, I think Judge is going to be an MVP. If anybody's going to win anything, Judge will win MVP.
Not if Altuve has a good year.
We still have. You remember our bet we have?
What's that?
You don't remember?
No, what is it?
I give you $20 if in our lifetime a Yankee wins an MVP award.
Wow, I do remember that.
We made that bet?
Yeah.
You don't think a Yankee's ever going to win an MVP award?
No.
Okay, well, that's true.
I think the writers hate the Yankees and
Well, when
they'll never win
Judge
an MVP.
bats 287.
No, Altuve will get on base more.
With 410 on base, with those 49 dingers and 115 RBIs, he's going to win MVP.
Well, then I'll give you $20.
All right, so who do we do biggest surprise? Biggest surprise player?
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
Torres.
Chris said Torres. I said Aaron Hicks.
Oh, we said who will exceed your
our
expectations.
so that's the
All
same
right,
thing.
yeah. Who did I say?
I don't know.
James Paxton.
Oh, yeah.
Luke Voigt.
Who,
Yeah, you said Paxton.
okay, so last one. Who will be the biggest disappointment in 2019?
Luke Voigt. Luis Severino.
I'm telling you right now, if your prediction is true, the Yankees aren't going anywhere next year.
If we're going to sit here and say that Luis Severino is the biggest disappointment, they're not winning the World Series.
If he's still on the team, the biggest disappointment in my eyes is going to be Miguel Andujar.
That's an excellent call.
Because I think that the fans' expectations are through the roof, and they should be. They should be, but we also forget that was his first year, and he still had some flaws. And now with Manny being on this team, if they do sign him, I don't know. You
just said that Gleyber Torres is going to win an MVP.
Yeah.
It's also was his first year last year.
Yeah, but I just don't think there's as many eyes on Gleyber Torres right now as there are Andujar, especially because of all the trade speculation. Everyone's talking about how great Miguel Andujar is and he's the future and this and that. I think that the expectations are through the roof on Miguel Andujar, and I don't think he's going to even come close to those expectations next year. I hope I'm wrong.
I think the biggest disappointment will be I have no feeling for Aaron Hicks. I have no feeling for him.
I said he's going to be I said when Ryan said he'd be the guy to exceed expectations, I don't see him having a good year next year.
And we're gonna be like, this is the reason why we don't have Bryce Harper.
And I nailed Aaron Hicks' season to a T last year when I predicted his year.
I don't know. I never been a big Aaron Hicks fan.
We started to like him more though last year.
Only lefty in the lineup. You could see pitchers maybe avoid, but you can't avoid it because then you got Judge and Stanton and Machado right after him.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Okay.
And there's not going to be any avoiding him.
No, there isn't. I took it back.
He's not that kind of guy either.
Would you say Hicks is going to be the leadoff hitter next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Not Gleyber Torres?
No. That would be idiotic.
I don't know. Somebody said that on the radio this week that Gleyber Torres should lead off for the Yankees in 2019.
Yeah, it's idiotic.
I can't see it happening. All right, so we managed to do a nice sized episode here for not really wanting to or having much to talk about.
Size matters, so we should get a lot of downloads.
This is just. I'm very happy that this is the last show of 2018 because it just went off the rails in so many different ways.
But in good ways. In good ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have anything you want to say to the fans as we wrap up this year?
Nope.
No, fuck the fans, man.
No, don't say that.
No, you want to talk about exceeding expectations? Everyone who has supported us, listened to us, follows us.
There it is.
Seriously.
No, it's awesome.
It's been unbelievable.
You just told them to go F themselves.
Yeah.
I have a personal relationship with every single one of our listeners,
you do?
actually. Yeah. And
how often do you email them?
They get my humor.
They get it.
They get my humor.
No, seriously. Thank you.
No, but seriously, go fuck yourself. No, seriously, thank you.
Have a happy new year.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Stat Guy Rye, how you feeling over there, pal?
I'm doing all right. A little tired.
It's coming down from his pre-workout high. I feel
How many pre-workout scoops did you have?
I ran out. I drank
it was supposed to last him another 2 months, but he ran out.
Yeah, I think I did
take
go
5 scoops a day.
Yeah, no, I know. You're right. I take way too much, but it feels good.
You know what else will feel good? When you go to iTunes and leave us a rating and review.
That will feel
hopefully
good.
5 stars, even though Chris told you to go yourself twice. And I can't say because Chris already said it twice.
So nice, yeah. I said it twice.
PG-13.
That would have gone.
Sometimes in PG-13 they let you slip in another.
No.
Yep.
That's a hard.
No, it's
that gets
not.
you
It's a hard no.
It gets you a hard R.
So now I could just say it
Anything more than
45
two,
times
it
if I
becomes
want.
R.
We're
rated.
TVMA now.
What director created?
But
No, I'm
we're
not
supposed,
doing- I'm
it's
not
supposed to
getting
be a family podcast. Like, wouldn't you want to sit down and listen to this with your children?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I tried. Sorry.
Most of our demographic actually doesn't have children, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Well, thank you for supporting the podcast in 2018. And
Thank you.
next time you hear us, it'll be 29. No, actually, it won't be, because this podcast will be coming out Saturday morning, so you'll have the New Year's weekend to listen, and we'll see what happens from there.
Let's do it, baby. Bigger and better in 2019.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully that means a BM for the Yankees.
A BM.
Yeah.
Big move.
No,
Bowel movement.
Britton and Machado.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like the Yankees to have a BM?
They could take a BM next year. That's fine.
All right, so follow NYY Sports Talk on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. Check out Chris's stupid new pod, The Bronx Prescription.
Really nice.
Check out my even stupider new pod, Hitting Hard, which are they both on iTunes now?
They are.
Awesome. Both on iTunes. How can fans find it the fastest?
Honestly, wherever you go to listen, if you just type in NYYSportsTalk.com in the search, or just NYY Sports Talk, whatever, all of our shows will pop up that are available.
All right, so thank you for listening to episode 93 of the NYY Sports Talk podcast. Stat Guy Rye,
Go Yanks.
are you going to change that in 2019?
Yeah.
Is that your New Year's resolution?
Yep.
My New Year's resolution in 2019 is to, I don't know. I feel like you both have a way to say goodbye, and I don't.
Do you want me to run the show and I'll kick it to you to say
no,
goodbye?
because this show would just be an utter train wreck if I let you run it.
Yeah, right.
You have no organizational skills whatsoever.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Chris. Say goodbye.